Hi everyone, welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends War Machine. This is from the Galactus series from Toy Biz. As you can see on the box, it says it has 36 points of articulation, a 32-page comic book is included, and it also comes with the right leg of Galactus. You can pause it now if you want to go ahead and read the bio and the tech specs. And then here we have everyone else in the wave, including the Galactus Build-A-Figure, which will be the next Marvel Legends review. I've done everything else in this wave now, so if you want to go ahead and watch any of them, then they are on my channel in the Marvel Legends playlist. So here we have the War Machine comic that comes with the figure, and although I do actually like this look of War Machine better than what the actual figure is, mainly due to the faceplate, it is mostly the same look really. And as you can see from the fine print down here, this is taken from Iron Man Volume 1, number 281 from June 1992. And here is War Machine now out of the packaging, and this is one of the best Marvel Legends from Toy Biz in my opinion, and to a lot of other people's opinion, and one of the best figures from the wave too. But it is a wave full of amazing figures, and one of the reasons why I think it is the best Toy Biz wave. Now there's a lot of things that I would want to change with this figure, but with the accessories and with the the size of the figure and everything, it really does make for a fantastic War Machine. I'm going to be doing some comparisons with some more recent War Machines here too, but before we take a look at the actual figure itself, let's take a look at the accessories. As you can see, he's being held up by his ass by the flight stand that he comes with, so I'll just unpeg that, and I know it's not going to be fantastically easy to see this really, but it's just one of the old simple Toy Biz flight stands. It has a hook on the bottom there if you want to attach it to a wall. The way that it works is that it has these two knobs here, so basically you just move it to wherever you want it and then tighten it up. Now War Machine is a bit of a heavier figure, so these may come undone quite a lot easier than a lot of other figures being held up on these stands, but they do hold figures very well, including this one as you just saw, but you have just got to be a little bit more careful with heavier figures like War Machine, as these under the weight could just drop it, so don't put it somewhere like really high up if you don't want your figure to just like fall off and tumble off a load of shelves. So looking at the figure itself, this is all of the accessories that actually came with mine. There are more of these flame effects. Basically there's another one of these, and they are actually supposed to be really on the feet, and then there's another two that are a lot like it, but they're smaller. They're just basically a bit thinner all the way along, essentially small versions of that really, that do look better in the hands. But unfortunately the seller that I got these off from eBay, I actually bought the entire Galactus wave from them for about the same price as you would get just a normal Marvel Legends wave these days, and that's absolutely fantastic considering the prices that Galactus Build-A-Figures and whatnot go for on their own and everything. So that was really awesome, and I actually got the Galactus figure from him as well. The only thing that he did was take the Galactus Build-A-Figure pieces out of these boxes. He didn't take the actual individual figures out. So these were pretty much all basically brand new figures, everything that I've been reviewing, apart from the fact that some of these accessories are missing. But basically the seller couldn't find them, so it's very unfortunate, but I'm sure I'll be able to pick some up at some point. So yes, there are more flame effects. There's 5 altogether. I only have these 2, and then there's also these missiles and this ammo belt. Now this ammo belt, I just have it tucked around the back there so that it looks really cool from the front, but there's nothing for it to actually clip into, so otherwise it just kind of hangs there, which in real life obviously that might be practical, but on a figure that just looks very strange with that kind of just dangling. So unless you're going to have it hooked away somewhere on his back, I would suggest just taking it off. It just plugs into this port right there. You could really use that for other customs and stuff, maybe wrap it around someone's chest or whatever. Really awesome piece for customizing. This minigun turret here rotates, and the flame effect can unplug. The flame effects are basically yellow translucent plastic, and they have an orange effect to them. I don't know if it's just paint or if it's actually in the plastic itself, but they are really cool. And then here is a closer look at this one. So that's pretty nice. And then we have the missiles, which just plug it into the lower 4 missiles right there with those holes. And they're also done the same, but then they have more paintwork of them, obviously, which is really, really nice. And then as for War Machine himself, this is a very, very cool figure. So the actual hardware on him can unplug. You can go ahead and remove the missile pods, or you can rotate them and put them around the back. That is the articulation of the missile pods. Very, very nice. And like I said, can just be removed if you don't want it there. Now, as for the minigun, it can be removed via this port. Obviously, you can rotate it because of that, and like I said, the front here rotates, which is really cool. It can be unplugged, but it is permanently attached here, and the only reason it does unplug is just so that it can be, put in the package easier, because it gets packaged easier like that than it does like that. So that's pretty much the only reason, but obviously, you could cut that pipe up if you didn't want that there. And then, you have, I guess, a bit more articulation with the minigun, I don't really know. But then you could also, remove it if you didn't want it there. Also, the faceplate, which I don't really think looks too menacing as comparison to the one on the front cover. But, fair enough, it is accurate and whatnot, but I do prefer slightly different styles of War Machine faceplates. But if we go ahead and take this off, here we have Dave Bonner, which is actually the guy that sculpted this figure. So he actually sculpted his own face as Rhodey, which I think is really cool. And then on the side of the head, we have some really nice detail here for what I'm guessing would be the targeting system for the minigun and other weapons. I think that looks really, really cool, how they've done the bits of red on there really to make that shine. And then other than the blue right here in the chest piece, we just have silver and black. It's very, very simple. Now, the mold itself is basically the Series 1 Iron Man and the Silver Centurion Iron Man mold. So you can see that actually it is more accurate to the Silver Centurion one because it has these shoulder pads. But just like Silver Centurion, basically it's the same arms and legs and the main body under here, and then they've just put on this big rubber piece which is glued on at the front, so it's loose here at the back. And then we have this new waist piece, new gloves, and new boots. And then here is War Machine next to a couple of other War Machines. So here we have War Machine Mark II, technically Iron Patriot here on the right from Iron Man 3, and then from Iron Man 2 on the left, we have the Mark I War Machine, which I recently picked up from eBay. It's going to be featuring in an eBay haul video. I recently got a hell of a lot of Toy Biz Marvel Legends, so I'm going to do a whole Toy Biz Marvel Legends eBay haul. I'm just waiting on a couple of other things. We got Silver Surfer, we got a Colossus, and also we've got the Punisher Face-Off 2-pack coming to complete my eBay haul. So, if you're into Toy Biz Marvel Legends, which you probably are seeing as you're watching this video, then go ahead and stay tuned for that and subscribe. But for now, we're going to use him here as a comparison with this War Machine. So as you can see, the reason I really do think that this War Machine is a fantastic figure is the size of it. The Iron Man 3 Iron Patriot over here actually stands a little bit taller, and so does this one right here. And because of the bulk of the actual suit and everything itself, like the actual body mold, it's just, it actually looks like there's someone in a suit when he is stood next to someone like Captain America. It just looks, more believable that there's someone in there, as opposed to a figure that's literally just, the same scale and everything as everything else. Whilst it's cool because it fits in with the Marvel Legends scaling, they don't always look too great, especially things like the Extremis Iron Man suit, which just looks very small in comparison to other Marvel Legends figures. So the bulkiness of these Iron Man figures, being the Series 1 Iron Man, Silver Centurion, and then this War Machine right here, I just really, really like the bulkiness of it. So as for the articulation, I showed you the articulation of these weapons. The head looks left and right, but it cannot look up and down. The neck pivots a little bit, but really not a lot, as you can see. And also you can get the neck to turn as well. Now the shoulder pads, these ones don't get in the way because the ones underneath actually do that for you before it even reaches it. Now, it has kind of a shoulder, armpit joint, whatever you want to call it, a butterfly joint in there, but this pad, it hinders it a little bit, but it's not really that much. You can actually get a fair amount of articulation out of it, but the shoulders come all the way out to the side, and then they go forward about 90 degrees, and then back a little bit too. You have rotation at the bicep, you have double jointed arm, you have a rotation at the wrist right there. The hands are on a hinge so they can move in and out, and then also the fingers on both hands are also on a hinge. That one does get into a bit more of a closed fist kind of a look than that one does, but neither of them really get into a fist all that great. Now down here at the waist, basically you have this ball joint at the bottom, which also acts as like a rocker and everything. So you get your ab crunch and your side to side and your waist swivel all from that one joint. You do have this diaphragm section which does move independently, but not very well, and on most figures that is quite a stuck joint anyway, so really you're just going to be left with this bottom one, which you can actually get a lot of articulation from. But over time I've seen a lot that are really loose. Like mine can hold a pose just fine, but there's a lot that are really loose, so many people just don't tend to use it. This crotch piece here is flexible, so it will not get in the way, so the legs go all the way up, they go back a little bit, and they go all the way out to the side. You have a cut in the thigh right there, double jointed knees, you have a rotation in the boot section, you have an ankle pivot which works quite well, you have toe articulation which is stuck on that one, but I can show you on that one, and the feet also go all the way up and all the way down for very nice flight poses. And now in the feet here, as you can see, you can actually plug these in to a port at the bottom or a port at the top. So depending on how you have it articulated, you could actually have the flame coming out of the toe like so, or you could have it coming out of the boot. So that's really cool because you could actually put a flight stand or something in the foot if you really wanted to, as opposed to his ass, but still have flame effect coming from the toes, which is pretty cool. And it just adds a bit more realism and just a little bit extra to those ACBA poses where detail really is key. You have a bit more of an option to those flame effects there. And what's awesome about these is because basically all Marvel Legends use the same size holes for pretty much everything, you can use these for lots of other figures. For example, this War Machine right here. That looks really awesome. So overall, I really do love this War Machine figure, and I 100% recommend it if you want a classic War Machine in your collection. I really do, like I said at the start, think that the Galactus wave is the best wave from Toy Biz, not just because of all of the individual figures, but because of the Build-A-Figure too. The articulation and the sculpt work on this figure are absolutely fantastic. Whilst it doesn't have the super amazing shading that we get on a lot of other Toy Biz figures from the wave, we get the most accessories probably from any Toy Biz figure. Don't quote me on that, but you get a stand and you get the 5 flame pieces, you get the missiles and also the ammo belt, and you can also take the those parts off as well. You got the faceplate which comes off, so loads of accessories, loads of options to display this figure around, and you can use them on many other figures too. The mold is big and bulky, which really suits the character of War Machine, and obviously looks like there is actually someone in the suit. And it's just really a must-have for any Iron Man fan. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and if you want to see more pictures of other things from my collection, including things that I have coming up for future reviews, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's Homerino123 for both, and links are in the description below. And if you want to see the Galactus Build-A-Figure review and future Marvel Legends reviews, go ahead and subscribe. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.